Right, so how about that? For the last 20 minutes, I've been talking to myself because I never even hit record. So how about a great start to that, eh? Right, so my name's Paul Robertson. I had this business here. It was an estate agency business. I had it for 16 years. I've been an estate agent for 20 years. And I'm going to explain in this series why I gave all this up to become a wedding videographer. So welcome to my YouTube channel, hopefully the first of many. And before I start, I would absolutely love if you would like and subscribe to my channel, just so that I know that maybe there's somebody out there listening, or I can give you a bit of hope, or give you some advice that might make a bit of difference to you, especially if you were a bit like me for the last 16 years. I enjoyed the estate agency. Over the last probably 2 years, not so much. Not really enjoyed it at all. A whole load of competitions coming in with the hybrids now. Fees have dropped dramatically. We were always a fixed fee estate agent. I want to make that clear from the very beginning. We were fixed fee. When I started this in 2006, believe it or not, our fixed fee was only £400 to sell your house. Now we're at £700. So I know there's a lot of agents throughout the UK, they still charge a percentage. If they can get away with it geographically, fantastic, good for you. For us, because we're in a small town called Montrose in the northeast, it's only a population of about 14,000 people. We were in competition with not just one agent, but probably another 3-4 agents here, and now the hybrids have come in at 999. So the whole dynamics of the estate agency business has changed over the last, last couple of years. And if I must be honest, I've been miserable and not happy with the estate agency side. I loved dealing with clients. I loved to try to give them the very best that I could. But with the regulations now that have come in, the fees now that, you know, the portals charge, rents. I mean, this rent was around about £475 a month, which doesn't sound like a lot. It's still £6,000 a year, but when you're charging, you know, almost just round about £700 a property, that works out about 10 properties that you've got to take on just to pay the rent. So wedding videography, I came into it accidentally, and I'll explain that when we're back at my home office. But today I wanted to show you my old office and let you see that, yes, it's scary for me, jumping from one business to another. I have a family, I have a mortgage, you know, I have bills to pay like everybody else. Things are not great just now, you know, interest rates have gone up. Gas, electricity bills, as you know, have gone through the roof in Scotland and the UK wide. So there's a whole variables coming in. Even now, luxury items like wedding videography, could that be hit? Because people are thinking it's an extra expense that I might not need, but hopefully we'll explain why that won't be the case, and how there's a lot more money to be made in wedding videography than there is in estate agency. And the amount of paperwork that we had with estate agency was crazy, absolutely crazy for the amount of money that we were making. And as I say, we were not a greedy estate agent, so I want to make that clear. And from the outset, we didn't charge percentages, we didn't charge high percentages, we didn't rip off anybody off. And in fact, over 20 years of estate agency, I never even had one complaint. So there is good estate agents out there. There is some magnificent ones, of course, like any profession, there's some bad ones. I would like to think we were one of the good ones. And what I'm going to do, as I say, is show you this office before we leave it, and then show you the new office and show you the transition. I'll also explain in regards to how you can move on to videography or photography or another profession and just build it up. Move slowly but confidently. I don't expect anybody to go out and get £10,000 worth of equipment, or that I'm even doing this video on the understanding that you have a big budget already behind you and you're just looking for a new profession. What I'm trying to do is, from my position, is showing where, yes, this estate agency wasn't in any debt, but it wasn't in any huge profit either. We got by, and we got by just. And I think now this is the time to get out before, if this year 2022 did take a bad turn and there was less properties coming on the market, which people expect there to be, it would have a major impact on us. So I do think now is the time for us to get out of the estate agency. So let me show you my old office. Here is where I sat. Okay, so this was my office. Now, as you can picture, I've already moved out. I've also got just little bits and bobs here. My server was across there for all documentation, and then up here was the wall where all the properties were. The desks, of course, the main door. 2 desks. My wife Laura sat there, and when we had Sarah, she was a really good worker, she was there. But she moved on to other bits and bobs, so she moved away. So we've also got the wall that had the TV on it, and then we had the back office with an office there where the mortgage advisor or solicitor would deal with clients, and then we had the toilet through the back. That's the TV that we had on the wall. Friends made that for us. It was like a whiskey top with the Find My Buyer logo and the estate agency on it. And this is the pictures that I took with the drone. So yeah, it was a great office. We enjoyed it. I've now got these bags that were just thankfully delivered about 20 minutes ago, where we could put all confidentiality documentation into the bags, and then they're securely sealed and then taken away to an incinerator to be destroyed. So I will see you at home, and I'll show you my new office. I've also got some comments in regards to why I bought the desk and the chair, the type of desk and chair that I bought, the equipment that I've bought to get started, or the first pieces of equipment I bought to get started with the videography, how I got into it, how I started doing the marketing, word of mouth as well. Hopefully I'll give you some insight and some hopefully positive and helpful information that will help you get on your way. And I'm not young, I'm not over too old either, you know, I'm mid-40s, but estate agency is all I've known, and you know yourself, when you've been in something for so long, it's a scary thought to move to something completely and utterly different. But I would like to hopefully give some people out there some encouragement, some hope, that if you are completely miserable in what you're doing, there is, and I'm not talking about just videography. I'm not saying that you leave your job that you don't like or dislike or you're not happy with to go specifically do wedding videography or go and do wedding photography or whatever. It may be something completely and utterly different from photography or videography. It might be something else that you're absolutely, completely good at, and you know that you're good at, and people tell that you're good at, that you might want to jump and do that. And sometimes you just need a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of help and advice. So as I say, please like and subscribe. Let me know that there is somebody at least watching. So I will see you at the next episode, which will be at the house.